It is such a invaluable tool. A lot of folks, discount it, but I really think if you're looking for how to find your edge, because everyone's edge is different, you know,
Hmm.
and you can't own someone else's edge because that's not how that works.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of forward testing too, like in the real market. I'm not the biggest fan of back testing, so I like to actually sit in the market, even if it's paper trading, just see what works, what doesn't.
Oh, Russell's struggling, doesn't want to get up there. It's still in the middle of its gap. That's the only thing I don't like. We're so close to that gap from, from the overnight. It's like, man, it's scary. It's like, get away from it. Get away from it. Move away. Move away from the gap, all right? It's
IRS takes your edge.
true.
Yeah, that's
I know vodka over here calling that. Why do you have to even say that, man? You know the algos are listening. You know the algos are listening, and you're over here calling them. Like, why do you want to call the wolf in the den, bro? Of course they take your money because you're regular people, man. Regular people pay for this country. Rich folk don't pay, man.
I've got my stops at 25K. Hopefully, we just pump out of here.
You got a tight stop on it. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
I've got a pretty big stop, so obviously mine's
Yeah, you got in a
still at
little bit earlier than I did.
yeah. I've got mine still sitting at 24,987, so a little bit more leeway.
I do like the setup though. I just don't know if we're gonna get it instantly.
You know,
This level right here, we just need to push right through it.
Trump just got off stage also.
Oh, was he on? I didn't even
He
know
was
that.
just a second ago.
I'm glad I didn't know that. You never know with him. He's on at the most random times.
he is a rogue, man. He is a rogue
Yeah.
trader. It's crazy, man. Yeah.
And then when he's scheduled,
It's
he's 2 hours late, but then he just randomly pops on with no warning.
it makes you wonder like who calls him. They're like, hey, the market is kind of like stagnant. Get out there and tell people to
Right?
go buy. I mean,
Exactly. It's got to be calculated.
it just so yeah, it's just I don't know.
It's too convenient sometimes.
It is. Oh dang, the Russell wants to sell. Don't tell me that.
Yeah, it seems like all the indices are hitting that same resistance and just dumping every time we touch it.
We got a fairly neutral market, it looks like. If you look at the underlying indices right now in the midday, looks like we've got Nvidia, Microsoft, Meta, Tesla kind of flat on the day, not participating with it. Maybe that's what's giving you the hesitation in the market. Because, even though Nvidia had some good news, or the this $1 trillion goal, look, it's still down 0.23%, which I mean it's flat, but if $1 trillion sales target is not something you would imagine, you might get a little bit of an upside on it. Maybe be green on the day, not just flat-ish.
Yeah, it's wild when a company says $1 trillion goal and it doesn't pump.
Hmm. Bulls need to hurry up, otherwise they're gonna lose.
Yeah, I know. I
What's
think
the?
the longer we sit here,
Hmm.
better chances of just a knife coming.
I mean,
I'd
but
love
you
to
know
just get
what?
over my level.
But I mean, look at the 15-minute chart. Ron and I talked about this chart last week on Friday, and because of that, we did some technical analysis here on the fly, here on the stream, and I thought it was pretty cool that how he and I just together talking were able to come up with some pretty great trade ideas, and that chart is still holding up. So right now, I'm actually seeing us still holding within the bull flag. So as a matter of fact,
Hmm.
earlier, we're at the bottom of it. Looked like we were breaking it, and it looks like we wicked right back into it. But we'll see. You know.
Yeah, if that's gonna play out, we got some time.
Damn. Stopped out.
Uh, yeah, this is about to take me out. 1 point away.
Oh,
I'm
yep.
out. Dang it. He jinxed it. Yeah. I mean, we needed that push. We hit resistance 3, 4 times, and couldn't get past it.
Mm-mm. Oh.
Price action, and now it's gonna pump. Wow, come on. This is the
Oh,
price
that is
action that
so
really.
ugly. That is so ugly. I hate you. I hate
This kind of it
you.
really frustrates me because you get stopped at break even or stopped in profits so many times just for the trade idea to play out.
Yes. And I'm still in though. I didn't get stopped out on my live.
Oh, nice. I'm rooting for
And
you, Riz.
that is just because my entry was just, better. That's
Yeah,
that.
yeah. If I had 10 more points of wiggle room, that would have been great.
Yep.
Right back to this 20 to 25 level. I mean, I don't know how many times we can knock on the door without busting through.
It's a psychological level. 25K.
Hmm.
This is like deja vu, to be honest with you. Huh.
I
Interesting.
feel like I've been watching this 25K level for the last 5 months almost.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Hmm.
You're actually really hitting the nail on the head. Is that we've been in this range more realistically for like 6 months. So that is the
Yeah.
unfortunate sad part about it, is that we've been in it that long. So the real question is, we're gathering up a lot of energy because that's what happens. But how aggressive and where are we gonna go when this thing explodes? Because there will be that
Yep.
explosion. It's gonna go and it's gonna distribute.
Oh, I got to sign the agreements, RQ. You're right. That's why it hasn't moved. Yeah, I feel bad every time I talk to Matt because he's looking for swing trades. Um, not much to do right now. We're just sitting around the same level for 6 months, like you said.
Well, he's having to lean on other indices. That's why he's,
Yeah,
invested in gold and silvers, because he's got to find more liquidity in something that's not in such a tight range. But, he can still swing trade, week to week or every 2 weeks out. There are some significant levels that you can kind of base some trades off of. I mean, if you go out to the 4 hour, that's really what you'd be looking for, is where are those highs and lows that you could kind of, capture a cheap contract and swing it out, that might offer some decent risk to reward. Especially like right now with the war effort, you could be trading USO. That's why I mentioned like WTI. What was the other one? There's KOS. You got some of those guys that you could trade, and they're cheap. They're cheap contracts. I think the $4 contracts were like 5 cents a couple of days ago. If you're looking for
oh
a
wow.
bullish play on crude, I'm gonna get stopped out. Come on, don't stop me out.
What's your stop at? 87? Is that what you said?
Yes, nine eighty
Yeah,
seven fifty.
flirting with it. This is a tough area to trade right now. Just when you think it's going to push out, it says nope.
It's the midday. It's a tough time of day. The volume's not quite there. So, it doesn't take a whole lot of orders to manipulate the market to move it. Let's just say this. This is the right time of day that players with a lot of money can easily jump in and their orders sway the market because of
Oh
the
yeah,
lack of liquidity. So it's really that creates a bigger hazard for you as a trader.
100% agree with that.
Dang. Come on, Russ, hold this thing. How do I set a stop loss properly? So, really, what you need to figure out, Ron, is how much you're okay. Like, you need to evaluate your eval, right? Then you need to figure out how much time you have to trade. So, like, say for instance, if you have an hour to trade, the most amount of trades you really should take is maybe 1 to 2. That's it. You should not be taking more than 1 to 2 trades in an hour. If all you have is an hour, because remember, listen to what you're saying. You have an hour to trade. So that means you have to do technical analysis and you have to wait for the trade. So there's two things that have to happen. You got to find the opportunity the setup you're looking for, and now you have to have the patience to wait and see if that trade comes for you. Because you can't just randomly just be taking trades. You know, you have to we're all using mediocre strategies, but the only thing that we have that we can excel in is trade management and patience. It's we as traders creating the excellence, the prime setup. Because all the indicators, they're all mediocre. They're all like half-ass. They're all lagging indicators, regardless. Because if they weren't, everybody be getting rich off that one indicator that's not lagging,
No
and that's
kidding.
not the case. So it's ultimately the problem with oneself that someone is not able to maintain their composure, stay cool, calm, collected. Be patient enough to say, you know what, my hour came, I did my technical analysis, and I didn't take a trade. But you know what? I didn't lose money. I didn't lose money tomorrow. And that's what you do. That's the starting part, right? Then you need to figure out how much you can lose in that trading day, because you have to manage that risk, right? Because you need to at least have a few days you can be wrong. You Let's take this for example. If like you only have that hour, we now know that you want to set a good trade guideline. It needs to be either 1 to 2 trades per day tops. That's it. If you got that hour, now you need to carve up how much money you're willing to lose and put on the table for that 1 to 2 trade. So let's say that you've only got 4 days a week you can trade, right? How much are you willing to lose? Are you willing, in the overall aspect of how much you spend for your evals in a given month, how many evals can you either buy, reset, because you've blown and stuff? So it really boils down to how you manage, how much money you're willing to put up, because you're putting risk in. Remember, you're applying something that, other traders might not, which is they're paper trading, and that's where consistency comes in and stuff like that. But for the sake of the conversation we're having, I'm gonna lean on that. Is that's your really starting point? How many accounts can you risk to blow in a month? If that's four, now you got an account a week, and that means that if you're trading a 50K account, then roughly you've got about $2,000 of drawdown maybe, and you need to carve that up in your 4 days. So you're probably looking at about maybe $500 a day, right? Before you blow the account. So then you want to look at your 2 trades and put a max risk at about 250 then, if you're going to be that risk adverse. But then you'll also have to have a larger sizing because of that. So you probably want to be in three MNQ cons. So you have to really kind of break down how you manage your own portfolio, your risk, and how much you're willing to, spend for evals. That's really how I kind of do it. I also kind of put rules on myself on how many accounts I'm willing to buy. And really it's that. I'm willing to buy an account a week. No more than that. And even then I really don't like to even, do that. I have a week that I just won't buy an account. But it also has to be able to kind of balance with what your income and what you're bringing in. So hope that helps.
Riz,
The other,
I love how you said if you do your TA and you only have an hour and the trade doesn't come within the hour, you didn't lose money. And I think for me, I don't know about you, but when I was a newer trader, not taking a trade was harder than anything. I just felt like
it
I had to
is.
because I was looking down. But you know what? That's how you keep accounts. And if you have your plan and your plan doesn't show up or present itself, then it just doesn't happen. It is what it is sometimes.
Unfortunately, that is really what it is. It's all psychology, and not
Mhm.
being impatient, waiting for the trade. Sometimes the trades aren't going to go in your favor. Sometimes they're going to lose, and you got to get over it. And that's one reason why I always recommend using the mini micros. You know, I,
Mhm.
I I always say what Coach Becky says, and that's be happy with your pieces. And you know what? She's right. She's absolutely right. It's not about making $1 million in one trade. I wish it was. I
Mhm.
pray to God it was about that. But unfortunately, that trade, that it's just, that's the unicorn, right? That's the unicorn trade. We heard about it, but rarely has it ever been seen. And you have to accept that and see the reality. It's going to be those base hits, and the sooner that you realize that and you're happy with that, the more they'll be more reoccurring, because that's what you want. You want to create a good trade habit, because it's all muscle reflex. You need to be able to sit down, start looking at the chart the way Mike does. Doesn't need any lines, doesn't need any support and resistance. He can just trade. But that's years of experience, and you're working towards that. Every single day you're sitting here trading with us, it's part of that process. It's hard and rough. Believe me, I know that. My trade buddies hear me bitch, more often than I like to admit, but it's the truth. We all have our rough days. You guys have heard me here. I've had days that I was red, or I was green in futures and I blew up my options account, stuff like that. And it's tit for tat. You have to offset your risk. Sometimes, you know what, I offset my loss in futures, my options trade, or vice versa, or my options trade, or I kill her and I've offset my red day. Or like right now, I've got what? I've got one, four, five, six. I got five accounts that are red out of seven. So I'm taking it, trade by trade. And I took a good trade in one account, but I didn't go through all my other accounts and say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna take another trade in this and this and this, because I gotta make it up. I don't even sweat it anymore. I really don't let that get to me. I don't think about it. It's just the process.
Man, that was some gold right there. And I think accepting the loss is one of the biggest things. You don't have to make it back right away. The market's not going anywhere. And you know what? Those base hits you mentioned, they might not be the sexiest thing in the world, but they'll pay your bills. And that's what we need to realize. We're here to make money. The home runs will come, but the base hits are how you make it in this game. And what do you say, the take your pieces? I love that analogy. You don't have to get the whole pie. Take your piece and get out, take your money, live to fight another day. Exactly, Vodka. If you can't accept a loss, you're going to tilt. And that's how you start resetting those accounts 5, 6 times in a day. And before you know it, you blew your whole budget for the month in a couple hours.
Yeah.
And trust me,
Yeah.
I've been there. I've
Yeah,
been there.
you're right. Yeah, that's a good point. You have a budget for how many accounts you can have. I know
Mm-hmm.
most of you traders in here, just like me, are the same way. I mean, we can't afford to be buying evals left and right. I'm
No,
glad
yeah,
to hear, Ron.
nonstop.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear, Ron, that using the mini micros is helping you. It's all about having a better experience. And how can you want to be a trader if you're having a shitty experience and you're just losing? You know, you're fighting you're digging your own grave almost, bro. I want you to be successful.
Yeah, Risen. Most people I talk to that, got over the hump, became successful, able to do this full time, it was switching from the minis to the micros because it's really hard to manage a trade with two minis with, $2,000 of drawdown. It's really, really hard. But you scale down to 5 micros, now you got breathing room, you can actually let the play out.
And look, Coach Breezy's here. He's a perfect example. He trades a mini micros. There's nothing that says that you can't stack up to 30 mini micros.
Exactly.
There's nothing that says you can't do that. I'm not saying it. Blue Sky's not saying that. We're encouraging you. And you know what? You can get there. And that's an easier way that you can start scaling into the position.
And those micros, they give you the option to scale out if you want as well. Rather than just going for full PT, you can take PT1, PT2, leave a runner. Some of my best trades have been when I just let one micro go and it goes 300-400 points. And there's no way I would have held a full mini size that long. Coach Riz said to blow more accounts. There you go, RQ. I bet Rich is laughing right now. I asked him to fix my account and I blew it out. That's hilarious. He was probably sitting here in an account as soon as he fixed it. He heard order filled because you took a trade. Yeah, this 25K level, Jaja, it's no joke. Who said it earlier? 25K is the new VWAP. I love that. Yeah, but we're stuck in a nice little 20-point range. It's just tough to trade. I am up on the session though. haven't traded. I left this account untraded till I got on here, but made some decent money with you, Riz. You know, if you can make 100, 200 bucks across a few accounts, some good money. We didn't have too much to work with, but we found something at least. Well, Jaja, you know, it just depends on what color tie Powell wears, right? Damn, RQ. Good stuff.
Yeah, we had some decent scalps. I'm still in this. I'm still holding. We'll see. Keep stopping it down, but we'll see. Got like 8 minutes left till the end of New York lunch.
Yeah, very, very classic New York lunch. I'll tell you that. This is what I call tilt price action, guys. You see how many times it rejected pop same level? This is where I used to flip my bias over and over and over again, and I'd blow multiple accounts within like 1 15-minute candle. Yeah, death by reversal, exactly. That's one of my tilt signs. If I start clicking the reversal button, I need to take a break. Yeah, or turn the reversal off. Good point.
Look, the Russell's catching a bid again, testing the 200 to the upside.
Are you still in your option play?
Yes, sir. Oh, I got
Nice.
conviction, brother. I got conviction.
Diamond hands.
I want to make Ace proud.
Yeah, remove the reversal button. That's a great point. There's times where I see my mouse just hovering above the reversal button, and I just know it's not the right move to do. Yeah, it should be a two-factor authorization. I agree. Are you sure you want to? Are you sure you want to reverse? Scan your face.
Are you crazy? Are you out your mind?
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Get in long on MNQ overnight. Oh, you banked then. Nice.
Nice.
Holding NQ overnight. That's rough.
Man, I so messed up. All my accounts would have hit their profit target, but on the main algo that I use for my overnight trade, I set the take profit too low, half of what it should have been. Set at like 84 ticks. It should have been like 170 or so. Otherwise, yeah, I would have been like crazy green across everything. What does that tell you? All the volumes above, bro. We got a bunch of bullish, or we got a bunch of order blocks above us, right? That's what I see. Oh, this is the oil range. You expect it to rip? Yeah, I could rip. They need something. Well, it'll sell. If oil rips, you'll see NAS sell. They're being real careful though. They don't wanna spook anybody. It doesn't necessarily have to happen a day though. It could be any day, you know. Could be longer dated contracts and stuff. I want to see Intel catch a bid, or I want to see Nvidia catch a bid though.
Yeah, I still want to see NQ break out. I'm not in anything right now, but
It's freaking
it's
consolidating.
consolidating over the 25K, which leads me to believe we might get a little push.
Come on, flag out that W. Let's go. 9, 10. So we got like 3 minutes till the top of the hour. Oh, Lordy.
I just might be waiting for this 4-hour candle, 2 o'clock, see what happens. I'm looking to the left back on like Tuesday and Wednesday of last week. This was a really nasty range we were in, 25K to about 25,080. About 3 days of just stuck in this range back and forth.
Yeah, I guess the scary, I guess the funny part about this is the way the 4 hour is already set up. You're already on the bottom side of it.
Yep, exactly.
So, I mean, we could just consolidate the rest of the session.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. If I was to walk away from my computer, though, I'd put alerts at just the 4-hour consolidation zone from last week and just see what side breaks, play the retest, play the continuation. Because it's going to be a lot of traps in this area, which makes sense. What's the death cross again? Is that the 200 and the 50? I can't remember.
Yes. Well, it depends. I think it depends on the trader because you can use others. I think you can use a 50 and the 9 also for the death cross.
Okay. Upside down Catholic cross. Yeah, there you go, right, RQ?
No! Come on, Bulls. Man, quit messing around.
Riz, I got to get out of here. Always a pleasure. Made some money with you. I will be back here tomorrow. Have a good rest of your stream.
Absolutely, Justin. I appreciate you hanging with me for the midday. Have a great one. We'll
Yeah,
see you
definitely.
tomorrow.
I'll see y'all later.
All right. Welcome to the top of the hour in about 15 seconds. Oh, man. Those Bears. Man, just let the Bulls have their day. Come on, man. Why do the Bears have to rear their ugly heads into this market? For all Tip's not here, which I'm surprised. Oh, God. Look at that. Just playing with us now. Just toying with us. This price action is just rough. I'm still in my longs. Believe that? I am literally still in my longs. Right? Have not gotten stopped out, knock on wood. I am knocking on wood, by the way. Bahamas, man, somebody vote for me, man. I want to go to the Bahamas. Man, I'm never going to the Bahamas. I've been to the Bahamas though. We went a few years ago. It was such a good time. It was a blast. Took the wife and kids out there. Beautiful. Let's go. Come on, Bulls. Yes. What did we sell into? So into like that's like an hour before, that's like 30 minutes before New York lunch that we started selling. Huh. Interesting. Still holding now at 25,006. I should have re-entered my long when we came down to the London high. I should have known we were gonna bounce off of that. You trading gold right now, RQ? You trading tickets? There you go, bro. Hey, you're doing a great job, man. We appreciate you. Know how hard you work. All right, let's go. We're getting that push now. Coming out of New York lunch, pushing 25017. Full port short tickets. There you go. Full port short tickets. Oh, come on, baby. Let's see if we can get positive in this account. We wanna get up. If I could hit my profit target on this account. We're up like $8 now. We're net positive in my PA now. Let's go. My goodness. We needed that. Now, if my options trade could go green, that would be beautiful. We're 10 cents out the money right now, or we're 10 cents down per contract. We need a strong push. We need a strong push to the upside. I need IWN to get a 251 now for us to get it. So we need a pretty good push to the upside. We'll see though. The 1 minute we're testing the 200 now. 200's at 25,032. So let's see what it takes to get over this. Maybe we can catch a little bit of a pullback and I can enter into the long. Flip over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin looking pretty bullish as well. Oh my goodness, look at that. Let's go. I'm up $48 in my PA now. Let's go. Let's see if we can get past that. Let's see if we can get past this. I want to see if we can get over that 2537. Did you record the pod yesterday? Take profit at 2060. Oil just popped 46 cents. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. See that right there now. Looks like it's testing. Looks like it wants to. Bitcoin's still looking bullish here. Man, don't put that out in the world. Yeah, I need to redo my Solana algo. I'm not really happy with it. It's taking profit like way too close. So it's doing like, yeah, I'm just not liking its performance. I need to go back and look at it. My old algo was sending too many signals. So I don't know. For me, it looked like it was taking the opposite trade. Like every trade it was like on the opposite side. It's just funny. Man, I want to get in on this, but I needed to come down further. Maybe I could put a bid at 25, 23. Let's do a buy right there. Come on, let's go. Let's send this thing, boys. Just rip this thing. Let's go. Man. Okay, we're in. I hope I don't get trapped on the top of a wick candle. That's the only thing that scares me about taking that trade right there because I know exactly where I'm at. I'm like right on the top of a wick candle. So I'm like, I think we're on the top of the 1 hour too. So yeah, we're at the very top. We're close to it. But if it works, it's a good entry. The Russell is pushing upward though. It's chewing through a bullish order block right now. We're still holding that bull flag that we drew out on the NAS. There it is. Holding right at the edge of it right now. That's what we're pushing. Let's see if we hold this. Come on. Oh, back down now. 29. Bulls are fighting the bears. Bulls get it back to 30. 31. There's 32.50. Okay, can we get that push back up to 33? Okay, bear step back in, push it back to 29.50. Ah. Yeah, the sellers are, yeah, no, they're stopping it down. They don't want to let it go. Okay, they're the bidders back at 32. Can we get 37? Can we get 33.75 though? Can we catch that bid there to 33.75? Seller's still in control of this candle, trying to stop us. And there's your buyer with the bid at 32.50. Back up. Come on, can you get it to 33.75? There's your seller back in. Oh my goodness. Now put my sell stop. Although I mean we're a little early if you want to stay in this trade. But it's all about protecting your assets. You can always re-enter if it goes above. All right, there's that bid. There's that 33.25. Come on. There's that buyer. There's that seller again. 25.75. There's 26. Oh, it just stopped. Aggressive. Whew. That's you? I know it's you. Should have known. Oh my God. Man, that's some heavy selling right there. And there's that seller. Woo! And he's taking it back down. Double O. Under the 200 now on the 15. Testing on the 30-second. Can he get it below? Let's see. Where's that volume right now? Is that just a stop loss hunt or will they continue lower? Will that buyer step back in and get us back up to the 20? There's 13.75, 14.25, 14.50. There's that bid. Can it hold? 16.25, 17. There's that buyer. You're out 150 bucks. Let's go. Congrats. 16.50. There's 18.50. Can we hold? EMAs are already converging here on the 30 to the downside. There's 19.50. There's that buyer. He's fighting it. He's kicking these bears' ass right now. Okay. We're still holding up. We're on the 15. We're back above the 200 again. Still holding the 9. Battling the 9 and 26. Believe it or not, I'm still in this trade. I haven't gotten stopped out on the other position. My position from earlier, I'm still in it. There's 18. There's 20. There's 2075 back down to 1875. There's the 200 back down at 15, 16, 17, 1675, 1650. I'm going to consolidate a little here on the 200. Well, they're going to roll us over. Is that it? Is the show over? Party over? Subtime frame starting to show, show sells. I don't really like this. Will the sellers take control? They tried to earlier and they couldn't really take much out of it. What happened to our W? Still flagging out of it. Holding that London high at 24,998. That has been a nice bounce spot, honestly. If you're scalping, you could almost take that scalp off the 24,988. Set a stop maybe below the 24,987. If not, you could just target the London high to the downside. Russell looks like it wants to catch that bid and hold. There's a huge bear order block above it, though. It's trying to eat through. What's Nvidia doing? Same thing. It's not giving us that upside push. Let's go take a look at the heat map for a second. Still fairly neutral. Nothing really selling. Might just be consolidation for now until the market really gets a sense of direction. Screw over 0 DTEs as usual. Shake them out. Make them think. There's that bid again. 14, 13, back down. Oh, these bears just will not let the market go. Swear. It's 1450 now. 1375. Come on, just let this thing go. Just let it do it. And we could get a beautiful move if they just let it go. Oil, bro. Oh my god. You're probably right. Yep. I see what you're saying. What was that? I just got a signal. Yeah, it looks like you're gonna be right. Look like the sellers might just take this thing. They probably will go for that gap below us. I mean, like I said, there is a huge gap below us to sell us through. So yeah, you could get that whole sell. You get like 100-point sell, remember? It's where's my gap? Oh yeah, there it is. Way down here. It's at 24,744. That's if they want to really toilet bowl this thing. That would be a nasty sell. Still holding though. Oil's getting a little bit of a rejection here at the VWAP and 200. Nvidia is starting to catch that bid. Where did my charges go? There it is. Sorry, guys. I don't know why, but my left mouse button. This is the second mouse. My last mouse was doing that, and for some odd reason, this mouse does it as well. Maybe it's not the mouse. Maybe it's a computer. Mm. Still holding that flag. Oh my god. Still holding that bull flag. Let's go back to crude since we're watching crude. You know, like I had mentioned, we were using crude as a confluence on the overall market, proving to be very true. You got that big W right there on the 5-2. Man, oh man. I'm just watching crew to see what it's gonna do, man. If it's gonna reject this spot, are they gonna buy this? You know, it looks like the Bulls want to take it though. The market's catching a bid again though. Nasdaq and the Russell getting that upside push again. I'm still waiting for crude though. Oh man, 19 minutes into the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget, today is Tuesday. So if you love that trade psychology class, then I've got it coming up. We've got it coming up this afternoon, just three doors down after market close. You can catch Coach Becky in here with her trade psychology class. And that is a fantastic class you do not want to miss. I'm going to attempt another long on this. I'm going to attempt another long. I'm going to put my stop at that London low. So stop. Jesus. Well, I'm glad I took a single MNQ con. Ah! It's because in my other account I'm already in it and I'm green. Because we're holding the level, and we're in a huge bullish order block. Like that's what this is. You could see it here. This is a big old demand zone right now. You could see it here on ES. Oh well, we just collapsed it. No, man, no, we did not just do that. No. Oh my God. See, I was hoping that crude was hitting its resistance. Man, oh man, I tell you. They did hear me, man. It's all good. It's only 12 bucks. But we're taking mini micros. We're doing it this way so that we can save our hide. Oh my God. This is. Everybody should have listened to vodka. Hey, but there's no reason, vodka, we both can't make money. You know, there's no reason why you can't make money and I make money. Trading our own plans, right? They go for the gap eventually. They will because we're right there. We're not the the Russell is right in the middle of the gap. Oh, it's a little above it now, actually. What? It's just chop. They're gonna go for the. That's power sweet talk, dog. Your charisma's not high enough. Persuasion failed. Actually, I think my persuasion is working because look, my trade's great. Look at that. I'm up $10. Let's go. If I had a gasoline car, I could put $10 of gas. Look at that. $11. That get me halfway to South Padre. Look at that. You're down $100 and two evals. I don't even want to talk about how much I'm down. Now I think I'm down like $600 across all my accounts. That's yeah, probably about $100 an account or so. Let me see. I actually can say for sure how much it is. $151. What kind of stinks is that I've got like two accounts that are like they're a stone throw away from like passing. But you know, that's how it goes, man. Yeah, that's trading for you, man. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, you know. You take the wins and you move on, you know. I don't dwell on the trades. You know, that's one thing about me is I never dwell on a trade. You lost two evals. Oh, I haven't lost any. I haven't lost any. I've just been slow grinding. But then again, you know, remember I'm trading 25K accounts. You guys are trading like 50K accounts. I'm not even trading that big of an account. Well, except for the Blue Sky one. The Blue Sky one, that one's 200K. Why is my You haven't thought about trying to wait a minute. You blew two evals. You blew two evals today? Oh man. Sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that. Well, you know, as long as they weren't PAs. Nah, you know what? You don't have to hold your head in shame. You just gotta There's probably a reason or a rationale, as long as you can quantify why you did that. As long as you can quantify X, Y, Z. That was always the trouble for me, is that, when I was first trading, is holding myself accountable, because I was real hard on myself. At the very beginning when I started trading, I still am. I am still disgustingly hard on myself. Probably worse than I ever should be on myself, because it's not fair. It's not fair to me. And I've gotten so much better on it. And thanks to my trade buddies, by the way, General and Jay Wiz have helped me out with that. But that was always what used to get me, is that I would lose a trade and, man, it was like the end of the world. What is wrong with me? I shouldn't do this. And that was just negative energy. And that doesn't, it's the problem of tilting. Exactly. It puts you in a bad mindset, because then you're not gonna trade clear. You can't you can't move on because you're too busy crying over spilled milk. You know? You gotta be able to clean up your mess, assess where you went wrong, and then be able to find the next trade. Yeah, if you're at that phase, then you know what? You recognize it. It sucks. It does. You know what? And you'll end up losing more and setting yourself back, and then you'll hate yourself more because you know what you're doing. But it's the real thing of, well, how do you stop that? What are you doing? There's a lot of other things. I think that's what, some of us try to say, is that there's a lot of other things you can do in trading that doesn't have to be you trading. I've mentioned paper trading. You look at other indices. Think of it like this. Any type of charting and technical analysis you do is good. Any type of technical analysis you do against any stock ticker, I don't care what it is a positive thing for you to do. Okay, you know what? There's no setup on Nasdaq. Then go look at something else. Go look at something liquid. You know, go look at another ticker. Go look at ES. Go trade gold. Go paper trade gold, and apply your technical analysis. While Nasdaq is busy eating people alive, go find something else to do in the market. Go get your learn on. There's a lot of things you can do while you're sitting there waiting for the setup. Maybe, hey, you know what? Oh, this isn't offering me a good setup. Let's look at what other indicators there are. Let's get on ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT tells us and comes up with ideas for us. It's really important to use those LMIs in your chat tools, because those chat tools will learn about you. It'll learn what you like and what you understand the more you talk to it, because it's building a model off of you. So that's why I, emphasize building your own indicators, because when you're building your own indicators, AI is also learning, hey, so and so likes to use fair value gaps. So, that becomes part of its analysis of how it formulates stuff for you. Because remember, you want to trade stuff you understand and you recognize. Well, congrats. I'm glad to hear that, you're green across the board. Trading is boring, though, at the end of the day. Trading is freaking boring. You know, you'll always hear people say it, watching paint dry and stuff like that. And they ain't wrong. They're absolutely right. It is a very boring thing to do for a career, because it is a lot of waiting and a lot of patience. If you're not patient, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna find that to be a very big obstacle, is getting over patience and waiting for your setups. You know, I found that to be the case. Definitely. Like for me personally, it wasn't the dopamine. Really, it was it was a frustration and the desire to gain something I felt that I deserved and I needed because my family, I'm a dad. I got 3 kids. I got my wife. So my trading is very important to my family that I am successful at that. It allows me to do what I do. You know, it's the start of a good chunk of what I do. So it's important. Along with Blue Sky and everything else. There are all these. There are all these different puzzle pieces that come together to make up a greater sum of of what we do or what I do. So, I used to find it very personal that, I'd lose a trade and stuff like that. I would lose my cool and it took some time, even like here with you guys, I'm here with you guys and, I got to keep my composure. I can't lose my cool. Now I'm not showing, I like to walk the walk and talk the talk, that's the kind of man I am. Oil is going back to its zone. This is pushing this. Nice. We rejected off the supply zone. This is what I was hoping for. That's the only reason I stayed on the trade, and that's why I was watching it because I wanted to see if we'd get above it. I had a sneaking suspicion. You got an M for me. Let's hope that plays out for us in the market. Let's cross our fingers for those bullish traders. And just as I say that, ESCAT starts to sell. Jesus Christ. Why do I say that? I spooked the dang thing. 3 minutes past the bottom of the hour. Let's go back to that NQ trade. Let's see. Nah, you know what? We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it every day because the more we talk about it, the more we're gonna accept it, and it will become part of your inner voice. You need that to be your inner voice. You need that to become. Oh, don't do this because this is what's gonna happen. Because that's that memory that ooh that hurt. Like oh I don't want to do that because that hurt. I remember I took that trade and I screwed myself. And that's what you're kind of building sometimes. That's the unfortunate part about some traders that are trading real capital. Is that they want to learn by bad. They want to feel the burn. Instead of doing it the right way, which is simulated trading. Simulated trading is the way you're supposed to learn. If simulated trading feels pointless and boring because of there's no sensation, there's no money at stake, there's no exactly. That's the way it's supposed to be. I'm glad you can acknowledge that. I'm glad that you recognize the true core meaning of trading is that it's supposed to be mechanical. There's not supposed to be any sensation. You know, you definitely need the risk management, you know, between the patience and risk management because you can take. I've seen some guys take some just trades anytime. I saw this one guy that he was doing like just random trades. Like I forgot how he was doing it, but he would just randomly click buy or sell, and he would scale into the position and turn it into a winning trade. And I found it fascinating. He did it a bunch of times. But his point was is that it's all about sizing and management of the trade. And I think that is what has saved me a lot of times on a trade. Or no, what saves me is if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I just step out of the trade. I won't hold it till the cows come home. And if I took a loss, I'm fine with it. I don't need to make back all the money. I just need to make back some of it. Or I just have to have a fighting chance that I can possibly make some money out of it. But I'm super patient. I mean, I'm still in that other trade right now. I'm literally in it right now, almost back up to where I was at earlier. Put my stop in the money. We'll put my stop at 25.14 above the 200. I like it. You got to have the lockout. I don't have to have the lockout. Like I'm at the I can control myself, but I also don't want to stop myself because I know that I have had some of my best trades have come after a loss that would wipe out most other traders. I know that I've had a lot of trades that I've come back where I was down pretty bad on the day and been able to just find a perfect pivot and be able to say this is what I was waiting for and then attack it and then hold it until like I get green on the day. I hope I don't vodka. I hope I don't get to that day because I would hate to ruin the progress that has taken me weeks to make. But like I said, personally, I want my trades. I want my trades myself. I want to be able to trade. I don't want to lock out because I don't have self. I'm in control of my life. Nothing else needs to be put in place to stop me from to put guardrails on myself because I lack self control or the capability of being patient to find my setup. That's the way I see it. I want to find an opportunity and I want to be the best trader I can be. And I feel that, that also means that, you know, I need to manage myself. It's another great trade right there. Let's go. Easy 41 bucks on that. Let's go. Are we green again? Oh yeah, I'm up 42 bucks in this PA. Let's go. I'd love to move my stop right here to 25.32. Maybe we can get that leg up. Wait, are we breaking out of the flag? Look at that. We're breaking out of the flag, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to push our way out of the flag. Hold the press. Can you believe that? That is 8, what, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 hours. 4 hours we've been in this range trying to figure out a direction. Can we make the next poll for the upside move? I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. Let's go. Getting that push now. There's 25.34. Getting that upside move now. Oh, snap. Trump is talking. Oh, God. You guys be careful. Trump is speaking, so, nasty rejection there at that 25.35 mark. Stuffed us back down to the 9 here on the 1. Well, if you're looking for volatility, it is here today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Russell's pushing through a bearish order back, trying to chew through it. As a matter of fact, so is Nas. Nas, that bearish order block runs all the way to 2045. So you'd have to, if you want a strong bullish confluence on the market, you'd want to get back above 25.45. That should give you that strong bullish move on it after that. Once you open that up, you'll have a clear door up to about 25.084. So could have a nice move on the market. Maybe Trump can send this thing. What do you guys think? You'd be like, there'll be so much winning. We need winning, right? That's what we need. Or maybe not. The Friends of Ireland? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like it. You're right about that. Oh man, that's a nasty rejection there. There come those sellers. Oh man, don't stomp me out. Not again. Oh my god. Oh man, I tell you. That is not cool. That is not cool at all. They just stopped me out. Those pesky bears. Of course he's throwing out random Iranian news. Oh my god. Be at 7. My god. Oh my god, man. This dude. Send it, right? Send it. Just send it. Is he daring the market to go to 7K today? Is that what he's basically doing? He's he's taunting it. Like, come on, SMP. Who's a good boy, SMP? Who's a good boy? Go get the 7K. Go get it. Oh my god. Which is really strange because he's been really good on the market. Like I said, verbal intervention. Don't get suckered in. He's been really good because they've been handling him to make sure he doesn't say adverse stuff to dump the market. But, it's early in the day. Things can always change. Can always throw they can always throw that little landmine in there for us, right? Did you guys hear that the Ukraine is gonna start using robots out on the battlefield now? They're like field testing like robots to be fighting with like weapons and stuff. Oh, that's not real? Well, dang. I thought it was real. Man, I thought that was real. I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. I was tricked. Come on, NQ. Russell's holding. Why aren't you? Get your butt up. Come on, Bulls. I don't want to get stopped out. I'm still in my position from earlier. Hold on in a trade. No, you're all good. You're all good. There's that London high again. Can we hold this or will we dump this time? Oh, there's oil news. He's saying that it's only going to be a couple of weeks, not much longer. So he's saying it's going to be a short-term excursion. Saying it's going to take like 10 years for them to repair their damage. Oh, I know. I see it. I see it. This is all damage control, man. These guys are grasping at anything to try to help the economy, prop it up, you know? I take all this news with a grain of salt, you know? I don't buy it. Yep. Yeah, I heard that they were like blacking out like Russia. People were saying that they might go like the North Korean route, like be just like a blacked out state that they have no like, social media or anything like that. Shit, I even heard that same thing about Dubai. I just don't know if that stuff is real. That's the stuff you see on X, but like I said, I don't know if it's real, so I don't really buy into it. My friends that live in different places aren't saying anything like that. So no, I was reading that they were killing a bunch of the messaging apps, like Signals, Telegram, and all that. Like you can't use any of that stuff. Is what I was reading. Not necessarily dark, but restricting access to a lot of those communications applications. Mm, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's all about, information is so valuable nowadays. So yeah, they have to control a lot of that stuff, you know. And now you have so many ways of like different people, different actors, acting against you, you know. trade secrets, all kinds of shit, you know? I mean, with the apps now, and as sophisticated as smartphones are, I mean, it's a full on, surveillance device that, people are walking around with, give away your location, all that stuff. Yep. Yeah, I saw a lot of that. Oh my God. Look at that move. The Russell is ripping. So is the Nas. Check out the Russell. Check out the Russell. I've been this. Can you get much higher? Ah, so high. Oh man, keep on. Put my calls in the money, baby. I got a ton of them. We got a bear flag inside a bull flag right now. Really? A bear flag oh, I see what you're saying. There's the bull flag, and then there's the bear flag. You're saying, right? But we also have the W. See, Spy paints it better. Let's take a look at the Spy. I spy the Brizzies around. What's up, Coach? How you doing? Let's go to a higher time frame. Yeah, I could see it. Excuse me for a second. My wife's calling. Okay. Sorry about that. We had a death in the family, so wife was just telling me over the details and stuff. Yeah, super sad, man. My wife's aunt died really randomly. She's in decent health too. I mean, she was in what appeared to be good health. Really unexpected. So sad. She must have been in her maybe early 60s, I'd say, late 60s, somewhere around there. So I mean, she wasn't that old. Come on, push this thing. Let's go. Yeah, man. That's the truth of it right there. Life is too short. That's why I started trading. I wanted to reclaim my time and have freedom to spend with my wife and kids. People travel and not be stuck, having to go to projects or, be traveling with, on the field and stuff and not being able to stay home while my family was, growing up and going through, experiencing life. And that's also what makes me very, like appreciative of where I'm at because, having these kind of opportunities, being able to hang out with you guys in the day to day, it's really meaningful, it's rewarding, to know that, to be able to be in the group of folks that I'm in. And we got about 3 minutes till the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys have had a great trade day. We've taken a couple of trades. We took what, one, two, three. We've taken 3 trades and gotten stopped out of them all. I hope that you guys took profit more than I did because, like I always say, take the profit you see today because you may not see it tomorrow. Yeah, we're trying to eat through that bullish order or that bearish order block, I should say, here on NQ. But like I said, if we get above that, if we can get a candle to close above 44, you should have a nice move up to about 25.80. So that's a real trick, though. We got to get a candle to close above this range, and we should be able to really get some legs. See that bull flag breakout. And as a matter of fact, I mean, there you go. You got 45 seconds left on this 15-minute candle. So you might get like a pushback in, and then hopefully you'll get the extension out. Don't forget, guys, we've got Coach Becky's psychology class happening today. If you're a new trader or a seasoned trader and you're struggling with psychology, or maybe you're feeling a little bit down, then stop by Coach Becky's class. It's 3 doors down, happens after market close. It is a fantastic class for traders looking to get over those psychology hurdles. And don't forget, we've got our awesome coaches, Coach Breezy coming in at 6 p.m. Eastern. He'll be slanging those strategies in the Asia session and taking a few trades as well. And of course, our resident gold miner, Coach BluSky, he'll be on at 7 p.m. trading the Asia gold session. So, plenty of great instructions and other coaches. But the only place you can catch those other great coaches is inside the Discord. So you guys watching out there on the interwebs, make sure you jump in the link in the chat below. Maybe not fully gold. Well, I know you're a little, yeah, you step in and around a few different indices. I've seen you. I've seen you take some NAS trades. And there's that top of the hour candle. Yeah, don't forget, we've also got Power Hour coming up in 1 hour's time. You can catch Coach Matt, Coach Becky, killing the Power Hour session. I will be back tomorrow with you, fine folks, after Mike runs his morning session. So hope to catch you guys there. Let's see if we got any promotions. We got a St. Patty's Day sale going on. Use code LUCKY for 33% off. That's right. So you can use that 33% off on 50K launch plans, 100K premiums, and 200K statics. That is for today only. So for all my friends out there, have a safe and awesome St. Patty's Day. Good luck in the market, and I will see you folks tomorrow.